This is Princess Jordan here. Like my mom's Queens of Queens page.
Hi, everybody. Queen Shavaka here from Queens of Queenz Radio on another awesome, epic conversation, Kings of Queens group discussion on reparation. And on the line, we have
Queen Myesha here. Hey, everyone. Queens of Queenz Radio here to have this discussion on reparations.
We have Dedan Kimathi. Thank you once again for having me. I appreciate it very much.
You're
glad
welcome.
to have you.
Dr. SYN-Q, thanks for having me. As always, it's a pleasure to be on the show.
So, the floor is open. Let's begin this topic on reparation. Why is it so important to us in the community?
So now I'm going to put someone out on blast real quick. So the person who thought of this topic was Dedan Kimathi. So can you please open up this discussion on reparations?
I would love to. Thank you very much. Now, reparations. A great way to understand reparations is basically to repair. To repair what? You may ask yourself. It's basically repairing crimes against humanity and to our people. It was one of the biggest crimes in the history of the known world today. Other groups of people have been reparated. When you think of the Native Americans, they were reparated because the Europeans killed 95% of them, and the remainder of the 5% put them on reservations. We call them concentration camps right now to this very day. Also, the Japanese under Ronald Reagan, they received reparations too from when their people were put in concentration camps also. And then we have the so-called Jews. They were reparated also for crimes against humanity, for an incident that did not even transpire here in the U.S. It happened in Germany. So, every group of people have been reparated except for us. And then when you think of what transpired with the so-called Jews during the Holocaust, that lasted from anywhere from maybe 8 to 12 years, somewhere in that vicinity right there. The incident what transpired with us, that happened, right now it marks the 400-year anniversary from 1619 until 2019. Right now, 400 years. We have been economically castrated. We have been murdered. We had to fight for the right to get a bite with a group of people who didn't even want us to go in their own restaurants. We had to drink from rusty water fountains while they had refrigerated water fountains. We had to have the National Guard as well as the Army escort our children to school just to integrate with other whites. That was during Arkansas, and if anyone would like to get a little more understanding, just go to YouTube and just pull up Arkansas 9, and you will see the hate in white men, women, and children eyes. And also, they assaulted women, men, and children, escorting their children to school. It was so bad to where they had to have a National Guard and the Army escort us to school, bombing our churches, it's just a lot of terrorism that we faced in this country. And then when we speak to us being reparated, it's always being ruled as being divisive. In fact, that was something that Bernie Sanders said when the question was presented to him about reparations. He said it was divisive. I know damn well if you would have asked him a question about the so-called Jews being reparated, he would have said, "Oh yes, what happened to them? What's wrong? You know about Adolf Hitler?" They always speak with volumes about the atrocities that happened to them, but when it comes to us, you know, they really show their true colors on how they really truly feel about us as a people. They don't consider us American. They don't consider us as their equal. That's why we have yet to receive reparations, and it's due right there now. It's time to stop playing and start paying. So that's it there.
Okay. Now, do you think that that's going to happen anytime in the future? Is there anything that's in the works right now that is going to get us to that point while we're as like while we're alive, or maybe our children being alive to see it, or grandkids?
You know, the way that it's looking right now, it's a wave of our people now that are waking up. And at first, these candidates, you know, these presidential candidates, they didn't speak to reparations like they are now. And the reason being is because a lot of us are on code and we are speaking to this, you know. Where are the tangibles? What's really going on? Because, you know, we will call ourselves trying to vote for a particular person, but these people not even voting and really, they don't even give a damn about us. So again, we need to see, you know, this has been due to us for a very long time. In fact, the UN had a report speaking to reparations also, where they tallied all of the crimes that were committed amongst our people, and they came to the conclusion, just like a lot of us came to the conclusion, that the U.S. indeed owes us reparations. If we fight hard enough for it, the same way we fight for every damn thing else, we will have reparations. But too many of us, you know, we always try to give white folks a way out, though, because a lot of times we look at that white face and that equate to Jesus' children or God's children. So we look at them like, oh no, you know, we got our reparations. You know, we got white Jesus. That's our reparation. Jesus is gonna come back and save us one of these days. That's gonna be our reparation. Meanwhile, everybody else getting paid, but we getting played. So it can definitely happen if we all get on the same page and, you know, stand up for our damn rights and stop just sitting down and saying, oh, these ain't gonna give us reparation. Damn it, they'll give us anything that we fight for. We just not fighting. We taking it laying down. And it's time to stand the hell up. Because, you know, a person that, you know, does not stand for something will fall for anything. And that's what we have been doing lately. We've been falling for anything. These people owe us. Again, these are crimes against humanity. And it's time for them to really start paying up right now, too, right now.
So, okay, so I have a question for you. So just
Yes,
say
ma'am.
if the government or all the countries that have done us wrong and enslaved us, if they said, okay, we're going to pay you guys up. Now, would you say that people that are half black and half something else, they shouldn't get the same amount of money that maybe people that are, I guess you could say more black or have two black parents should get?
Well, say for me, for instance, if I went outside of my race, which I don't do that because I have unconditional love for the black woman, period. But if I did have a child with a white woman, of course they would reap the benefits because I'm reaping the benefits as a result of me being a descendant of slaves that were kidnapped from the motherland and brought here. All those years that we've been, you know, the white man and woman and child been sitting on their damn ass and we've been doing all this damn work, they still reap benefits from that right now to this very day. From inheritance, they establish businesses and all type of stuff. So that right there is owed to us right now. And again, if I did have children from a white woman, of course they would reap the benefits also, you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anyone else have anything to say?
I'd like to say that all this talk about reparations these days is a sham. You have several people running for president right now who are saying that they're for reparations, and I believe that it's just talk to get people to vote for them or look in their direction. I believe that just based on the history of this this society and the way they have responded towards helping our people. There's always been a whole lot of talk about what they're going to do for us, and usually, if they do something, there's some strings attached that someone else ends up riding on the benefit, or it's just talk. And I think that the focus should be more on compensation instead of reparations. And compensation doesn't necessarily have to be money. It could be they could say for the next 20, 30 years, let all descendants of slaves get free education, free college, or let them get land. They said they were going to give our ancestors 40 acres and a mule. Excuse me. And they met that. A lot of our ancestors got the 40 acres and the mule, but then another president came back through and took it all back and gave it back to the slave masters that they took it from in the first place. So give us some 40 acres and a mule. I'd be happy right now if I just got 40 acres and a tractor. I don't need no money. I don't need nothing else. Give me a tractor and 40 acres, and I'll be satisfied. That's it.
Well, I guess this is the kind of topic we just have to play out. We have to just see how it plays out and just keep on checking back on this particular topic. But it's been like this for a long time. It feels like it's kind of, this particular topic has kind of been stale. We need to refreshen it up and figure out a way how we can get something from it. Because on this planet, our people have been mistreated the longest, the harshest, and have nothing to show for it except damage.
And the damage too. You can see the actual brain damage in a lot of our people too, because everybody else stood up and they had enough dignity and respect and understood what actually went on with their people. You would talk to a lot of our people, and some of our people, they look at reparations as actually being a handout, as if we didn't work our ass off while Europeans sat on their ass and reaped all the benefits from our hard work. A lot of times under this system, because we've been through so much, we suffer from a very, very low self-esteem. We don't even look at ourselves as being equal to a lot of people. We look at ourselves as always being beneath, but all of that comes from program and conditioning also. We don't even think very highly of ourselves.
Okay. Well, if we have nothing else to say, and maybe gonna collect our thoughts and maybe do a part 2. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Queen Shavaka.
I was just, I thought I was muted, but I was like, because I was just reflecting back the whole Jesus European thing, and being a Bible reader myself, even people always make him out to be blonde hair, blue eyes, and he actually, the Bible says his skin is bronze and his hair was like wool. So it always just, just kind of rubs me the wrong way when people say he's blonde hair, blue eyes, and he's European, and he was actually born in Bethlehem, and he was a Jew. So I just wanted to clear that up. And also just think about the generational psychological, and I will agree with the generational psychological damage. And that part, I'm concerned that doesn't really have, money can't undo that portion. So how can we, I'm trying to think of how to say it, as a community can uplift our community in a way that, their self-esteem can be raised, because even with the compensation, it doesn't, all that, they did work their heart off. They did work hard for that money, and they should have it. But the other things, the other element, the mental, psychological, or neurological damage that was done, how do you undo that portion of it? That money can't even buy.
Well, it's a little deeper than actual money, because they did, just like in Black Wall Street, they destroyed a lot of our land and all that right there. It's just not monetary gain. They owe us for land that was stolen, for brains that were stolen. We have a lot of clinical psychologists and all type of stuff that can help out with all that right there. We need all of those hands on deck before we receive any type of monetary gain. We need to first get our mind together.
Right.
When our mind not together, the money, the monetary gain that we do get, or even a lot of the land that we receive, it'll go right back into the hand of the damn. Some of us, I know this, not knowing that land will provide you with food, clothing, and shelter, and education. They crippled us through education also. So damn it, they can pay for college tuition, land, all of that good stuff. It's just not money only. They ask to destroy us in every way possible. So repair means each and every area that was destroyed need to be repaired, not just through finance, not just the money only. All areas.
Well, now when you say that, I think that if that did happen, what we need to do is not make the same mistake we did before in the past when we pushed for being for not being segregated anymore. I think that if that happened, where they paid for our schoolings and paid for different, or gave us the money was owed to us. I think what we need to do is we need to have time to have our own schools and our own therapists that have nothing to do with white people.
Yes,
that can really study on why we do what we do, and have our own centers where they're not allowed in there, and they're not allowed to see what we're up there studying and what we're doing to help ourselves. Because once we let them get in there, then laws are going to be made, and they're going to say laws are being broken and all kind of restrictions. We need to separate ourselves. Before, when we gave our children over to these schools to be put in white schools, and we thought that we did something, we didn't realize what we really did. We gave our children to, at that time, the enemy, to teach them whatever they want to teach them. And we thought that we had to push through, and we thought we were doing something good, and that was a wrong thing to do. We should have stayed in those schools that were falling apart, because those teachers in there looked like us, and they were doing the best they could. We should have tried to get money to make our schools better. And if they tore down our schools, move it into someone's home. I don't know if you guys heard the recording I did of my dad this summer when he's from Louisiana. He's talking about the schools when he went to school as a little boy. And that was before they integrated everything, and his teachers looked like him. The books were used and a little outdated, but he was still learning from people that looked like him, and they were teaching the best way they could. And that could have only got better. But then they were allowed to go into, white schools where, the teachers didn't care. I interviewed someone else where they were saying that actually in Sacramento, where she was in high school, and there was a white teacher that taught Black history. And what he would do every day is he would, open the door for the classroom, do a head count, and walk out the classroom and come back when the bell rings. He didn't teach him anything. Why? Because he didn't care. He didn't look like them. That wasn't his kids or his family, or they didn't resemble him. So I think that would be important for us to protect our educational system.
Definitely. And what you spoke to is very, very important as far as us separating and doing our own thing. That's why I say about, some of our Christian brothers and sisters, starting with the pastor too. It's a lot of scriptures that are put on the back burner. In fact, me and Khalif had this discussion earlier today. It's a scripture within the Bible that speaks to separation. That particular verse is 2 Corinthians 6:17. And what it says, come out from under them and be ye separate. But then we always talk about everybody is equal and all that other hell. No, everybody's not equal. It's right there in your Bible right there that says come from up under them and be ye separate. Why? Look at the condition. Look how much we have suffered under these people. And then when we speak to the wrongful acts, it's always say get over it. But then when we speak about the so-called Jews and every other European atrocity, oh my God, that was so sad. We will never forget it. We must remember and all that right there. Remember 9/11. When it comes to the Holocaust, we will never forget. But as soon as it comes to what we went through, oh, that happened a long time ago. Get over that. Slavery wasn't very long ago. Not to mention
400 years.
Not to mention, after slavery, we had Jim Crow, we had Brown versus the Board of Education, we had so much other stuff that transpired with us. They never took the boot off our neck. Mm-hmm. And even with Martin Luther King, he also said that he integrated his people into a burning building. Was what he told to Brother Harry Belafonte, meaning he made a mistake trying to integrate with these people, because you integrated just to sit down and with these people just for them to spit in your burgers and all that right there when they serve you in a restaurant.
Yeah, I'd like to say slavery actually lasted for 400 years, and it ended 154 years ago, and it is the absolute greatest Holocaust that has ever happened on the planet. There's never been any other people that have gone through the type of inhumane treatment that the Africans have gone through. Okay, you had Britain, which is now the United Kingdom. You had France. You had Portugal. You had Spain. You had the Netherlands. You had them all agree and participate, and the United States agree and participate in a massive slave trade that involved for that whole 400 years, that involved them going in and just, terrorizing, raping, robbing, pillaging, plunging, stealing, whatever crime you can think of, they did to our ancestors. And really, to be honest with you, to really, just to be down to the serious justice that we deserve, they need to just turn over the whole damn planet. That's the reality. In order to compensate for what happened to us, they need to just turn over the whole damn planet. That's real. That's for real.
They have the universities like the HBCU, not Stanley. No, I say Stanley.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait.
You talking about Tuskegee Institute, Howard University, Bennett College, all those kind of. Well, those
all founded by white folks.
Well, not Tuskegee.
No.
Tuskegee
was not Tuskegee, but I'm saying
but all the other ones, yeah, all the other ones.
I was going to say Tuskegee was founded by white folks.
No,
not Tuskegee.
But exactly. Howard University was the dude that founded that was he was a colonel, a white colonel in the Union Army. Morehouse, Spelman.
Yeah, Morehouse.
They were all founded by that.
That's just like a lot of us under the misunderstanding with the NAACP. All the advancement for colored damn people, we call ourselves colored in a long ass time. They have yet to correct that right there. So that right there is very telling also. Like I say, a lot of the stuff that we have taken, all that is all European influence. And it was something to make us be ashamed of who we are, present who we are, and just put all that on the back burner, forget all about that African stuff. You know, this is what it is right now. You guys here now. So you just do what we want y'all to do.
That was educational within itself. I didn't know that.
And this is another thing too. Speaking about the HBCUs, they not too damn black, because all the fraternities are what they call themselves. They call themselves damn Greeks, right?
Yeah. That's right. But they were all just copying the white folk.
Absolutely. So again, and they take that very serious. Yeah. So again, that right there is very telling in itself. You can see by our damn features, our skin, and everything within that we are African descendants, straight up. It ain't got nothing to do with Greek. Anytime that you embrace anything Greek or Roman, you embracing pedophilia, bestiality, homosexuality, all type of sexual deviance under these Europeans. And that's exactly what go on within these fraternities, all type of hazing, all type of sexual perversions, all type of stuff that that goes on within these fraternities, trying to keep up with these white folks in European ways. We gotta do much better than that right there.
Yeah.
African calling themselves damn Greek. Meanwhile, at the white damn schools, they ain't calling themselves no damn Africans at all. We gotta wise the hell up, though. Seriously.
Yeah.
Well, all right, you guys, we're about to bring this to an end. And this is Queen Myesha here from Queens of Queenz Radio. Our listeners, please follow us on Facebook. Go like our page so you can be updated on all of our discussions. It's QUEENZ of QUEENZ. You can also find us on YouTube. Queen Myesha here, along with Queen Shavaka.
Queen Shavaka.
Absolutely. And the Men on Art panel, you guys are?
This is Dedan. I'll be signing out. I appreciate everyone listening, as well as the panel. Peace and prosperity to all. Thank you very much for having me once again. Looking forward to the next show.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
And
Dr. SYN-Q, thank you for having me. I appreciate, as usual, always appreciate being on the panel and discussing these great topics.
absolutely. All right. So, everyone listening, who's listening, like I said, please tune in again. Have a good night. Queen Myesha here, Queens of Queenz Radio. This discussion group is called Kings of Queens Discussion Group. You guys stay tuned, and thank you guys, and thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you. Have a good night.